What's up, yo? Welcome back to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations. Dang, I forgot what.
About conversations that affect we have
Yeah,
conversations about topics that affect the communities, personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo.
all the tough intro like I had, but that's it. I'm reading two different things. I'm trying to read the thing and read something else. Anyway, we're talking about communications and relationships. First half of the hour we talked about body language and you know apologizing and stuff like that. The basic stuff that you all should know how to do. We also talked about perception, about money. People presenting money, men presenting money to women, and the men getting pissed off because the woman leave them, which that was their damn fault. You never should have done that. It's how you represent yourself. Period. We got Jude in the building. We got Paul. We got Fallon, my crush. Lamont somewhere around there lurking. J Bear, he's here with his capital letters.
I don't know
Um,
what he talking
yeah.
about tonight. Um,
Miranda's in the house. Chris was in the house. But we're back. You want to read that first comment? Or you
oh,
want
what
to
I
talk a
just
little bit?
do? Was that me?
What's
Oh,
that?
oh,
I'm listening. I gotta do something quick.
I wanted to read some stuff. That you said that you had. Oh, so Fallon has said you read that. My thing is what type of conversation. So that's how we close with that.
Hmm.
And then Jew said, when should fiance come up? I feel like, as stated in the Bible. Oh, finance. I'm sorry, that was finance. Where did it go? I'm sorry. Lord Jesus. I can't. Let me just go to the last one. She said she saw a show
Hmm.
how the men be scamming the older women out of their retirement money. It's the whole show about it. I think I saw something similar to that. And is that why you see a lot of like younger men dealing with retired women
Yeah, that's exactly why.
to get the insurance money?
Yeah, because see, they know the older women, and this is not a knock, but they know the older women. I don't want to call them desperate, but they're desperate for love, and you know, and they, you know, some of the older women, they're kind of like trying to buy the guys. Because I know when I was younger, an older woman came after me. I might have been 27. She might have been 50. And I mean, she was nice looking and everything, but I knew what she was doing. I mean, we never had anything going because she was real controlling and possessive because she was older, stuff like that. So we nothing ever happened between us. But yeah, a lot of the younger guys, they doing it just for the money. That's it,
Mm.
just for the
We love
money.
your honesty.
Yeah. I'm an honest guy, man. Y'all be thinking I be BSing. Nah, I'm an
I-
honest guy, man.
So, what is effective communication in an LDR?
Effective communication and what?
In an LDR, long distance relationship.
I guess it's just like if you're dating someone here, you have to. I think in that case, you have to. There has to be some type of honesty,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to say just some. It has to be honesty because this person, whoever you're dealing with, they might be taking a lot of time out to really a lot of time to invested time into, getting to know this person,
Right.
and it honesty is the first and foremost in anything, but you really got to be honest, and it's you know there may be times the person might be like, yo, I tried to call you, like, where were you at? That might happen, but you just can't just go flying off the head like, why you worrying about where I was? I do this, I do that, blah, 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 blah. Because I know I had a relationship, and Miranda tell you that we had an agreement where if we went out at night, and it was a long distance relationship, we went out at night. If it got late, we would let each other know what's going on.
Mm.
So she went out with some friends. I text. I said, "Yo, what's up? You good?" I ain't hear nothing, and I ain't hear nothing all night. So I called the phone the next morning before I went. I said, "Yo, what up?" And I still didn't hear nothing. I was like, "Well, damn."
She broke up with you?
Nah, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, I'm
So I
sorry.
called the homie that she was out with, and she said, Oh, she's laying on my couch. Now this is like 2 o'clock in the afternoon by now. I said, oh, I said I was calling because I ain't heard from her since like 8 o'clock last night. I want to know if she's okay. So she woke up and said, yo, blah, blah, blah. And she got an attitude with me. Why you worried about where I am? Blah, blah, blah. I said, what are we talking about? And she got all pissed off. And things were never the same after that. We broke up after that. Like, yeah, here we go. We got this agreement, and I call you, and you flying off the deep end like that. I ain't heard from you in almost 24 hours. And you was going out the night before on a Friday night. What am I supposed to think? Friday night. And I'm calling your phone. Your daughter ain't heard from you.
How long were y'all like
We
in like
together.
dealing with each other?
I can't say we were together. Yeah, we was probably about 6 months, 6 or 7 months.
So
We had been friends.
it's a daily communication thing for you.
No, it was just that situation.
Okay.
Yeah, because she went out that Friday night, and her daughter hadn't heard from her, and I hadn't heard from her, and we had this the agreement we had that if we were going to be out, we would like 12 o'clock, I'm good, 2 o'clock, I'm good, because it's overnight. Yeah, that was just our agreement. And later, the friend that she went out with, she later told me after me and Chick got into it. She later hit me up. It's like, yo, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. She said she had met some dude at the club, and she disappeared and showed up at her crib on her couch. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, she had a one night joint.
Yeah, she got drunk with dude. Yeah, so she told me on the low. So I kind of like slid that slowly. I waited. I waited a little bit. I might have waited a week. I ain't say nothing. And then I'd say, yo, I'm going to be straight up with you. She said, what? I said, I know why your ass ain't call me that night. She said, what? I said, you got jumped with some dude. She said, who told you? Sam? Sam is the girl that her homie.
Right.
I said, no. I said, I know niggas. That's just what I said. I know niggas.
Like, so how often were you guys seeing each other?
At least once a week.
Usually that ain't bad. I would think trust would be the main thing. I don't think a person with trust issues can be in the LDR.
Nah, and see at that point, and see that's the one thing I never had trust issues. Like I said, the agreement we had about calling, that's something we both, because at that time I was DJing, and every time she called me, and I just can't get to the phone. But I'd be like, yo, still at the party, da-da-da-da. And I was like, yo, you want to come? I mean, it's a long drive, but, I said, you want to come here? You can stay the night, da-da-da-da-da. She's like, no, let's make sure you're good. See, I'm good. So the night she went out, that's what happened. And then once I called her out on it, we ain't talked for a few days. And she hit me back, apologized, said, I got drunk, da-da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. But by then, I had checked out. I was like, I don't care.
I think I tried it a couple of times. I think for me, I don't have to talk to you every day, but I think often. I think the thing for me was the time, the spending time, and actually. I think you have to have a regular routine of face-to-face interaction. For LDR to work. That was the main thing for me. But it can't be I'm just coming to you all the time.
Yeah, we did that. We were doing pretty good until that night, to that one time, because I would usually go there, because I my niece would say I love to drive. I'll drive 5 or 6 hours, so I didn't mind driving, so that was no problem. But
okay, what is effective? I can't really speak on this one, but I got some sub things. What is effective communication for co-parenting?
Stay in contact. Report everything.
Like, oh yeah, they said be consistent. Like
Mhm.
child updates, schedule
Yeah,
changes. If something happens, hey dog,
report everything.
how are you,
Yeah,
Mr.
report everything.
Logan?
What's up, Doug? The doctor. Yeah, that's what I mean. Report everything. You
Yeah,
gotta you have to let people know, man, whether you're the father or the mother. You gotta say, hey, well, this is going on.
and avoid communicating when angry.
Always.
I think the most important piece is not only just like to avoid communicating when angry, but don't discuss like issues and put stuff out there in front of the child or your children. Like
Yeah.
they shouldn't hear the bickering. I
Hmm.
mean, I think sometimes we think, okay, if they put it, if you in the room and the door closed and you're still yelling, they're still, you know what I'm saying? Or if you on the phone, they still can hear you. So I
Yeah.
think assuring that, your children shouldn't be put in the middle or used as pawns in your communication, or because when you have an argument, it's oh go get your father, tell your father, or you know what I'm saying, or something like
Yeah.
that. 'Cause I mean, you putting the kid in the middle.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's bad in our community. Let's keep it 100.
and the
That's a
other
problem
thing
in our
was
community.
it's okay to compliment the other parent for assurance to stay on the right page. And
Yeah.
I think this one, a couple of people thought like complimenting meaning like, oh, you look no, not like you look nice. But let's say if the communication's been going good, they're saying, hey, I really appreciate, you
Hmm.
know, the bond that we have for the child, or
Yeah.
something like that. It's just something I think everybody, man, male and female, needs to hear
Hmm.
that reassurance to know that okay, we doing something right. Like let's keep this going. Like motivation to not let nothing stupid come in the middle.
That's why I always praise my youngest daughter's mother, because that's how she did with me, and that's how I do with her. I always let everybody know. I every year on her birthday, I post on Facebook, "Happy birthday to the best baby mama a man can have," because I can honestly say I never had drama with her when it came to my daughter. Not even when I was homeless and trying to get on my feet,
She
no
like baby
drama,
mama.
huh?
She like being called baby mama.
She the one that started saying it. I
Oh,
would
okay,
say my
y'all.
daughter's father. I would say now she say um she called me the father of the spawn. I call her the mother of the devil because our daughter I love her to death. My daughter's wild. She talk shit like me. Yeah.
You ready for
So
the
she
next
called me
one?
the yeah.
Should you include? Oh God, should you include the advice of your friends and family when you are communicating with your partner?
That's a tough one. Oh
I say no. Hey,
yeah,
Twilight.
I gotta say no.
I think I
What up,
feel like
Dwelle? Yeah, I gotta say no. Yeah.
I feel like when you do that, that means your thought process is influenced
Hmm.
by your friends and family and not your partner. I
Yeah.
believe the conversation between you and your partner should be exactly on your partner's words and not your friend's words. You know what I'm saying? And then I
Yeah.
think in some things your friend should not be involved. It was certain things in your relationship. Okay, it's okay. You might have a friend or whatever that you vent
Hmm.
to. I
Hmm.
always say like I really don't have an opinion, but I will
Hmm.
tell my friend when they're wrong, no friend, you that's you. That ain't him. That's that you know what I'm saying? Well, that ain't
Yeah.
her, that's you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you don't have a friend like that, your friend shouldn't always agree with you. They should tell
Yeah.
you when you're wrong because your friend ain't always right. Because my
Hmm.
first thing is, well, what did you do? What
Yeah.
happened? What you say? Because I need the whole spectrum. And then, but at the end, I'm going to revert my friend back to her partner. You need to have the
Hmm.
conversation with them so that you can make an informed decision because I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? And then I think
Yeah.
it's just a matter of mind your business because
Yeah.
sometimes it depends on, especially your single friend. If I'm a single friend, I ain't give that, but don't, girl, I don't know because I ain't figured my own shit out.
Man, forget that bitch, man. Man, I knew you way before you knew her, man. She ain't no good. Forget that hoe.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that's how the fellas be.
If they say you're not thinking for yourself if you move based solely off of another person's opinion of your
Mhm,
significant other. Oh
mhm.
Lord, what did you say? Was it good advice?
Yeah, I see. That's why, like, I'm not messing
um,
with dude tonight, man.
Dwelle said they add the elephant in the room. Learn to work things
Yeah,
out yourself. I think if it's something that is, if you have an argument,
yeah,
your friend is only going to tell you the side that makes them right.
hmm,
You get what I'm saying? Or you
yeah,
only get that. And people say things, people do things. So if you're not there, because maybe if you were there. Now, if I'm there and I seen the argument, I'd be like, yeah, friend, I see why the fuck you got made a chat motherfucker. You stupid
mhm,
as shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then
yeah,
if you know that this person is a good dude or woman for your
yeah,
friend, I'm gonna tell my friend, you need to work that out. That's some minor shit. Cause ain't nothing out here. You get what I'm saying? Like, fix that, make that work. But at the end of the day, your friends should not hold weight in your
right,
relationship. Your family should not influence who you're with at all. Like you're the choice. You gotta be with the person. You gotta deal with this person
hmm,
24/7. They're not there the whole time. And then if you're always complaining, all they see is the negative. They don't see the other side because if it's all bad all the time, you need to leave that person alone. But don't
yeah.
just come to me when things are bad. Come to me when he's spoiling and doing everything right too. I want to hear the good shit too. I want to see you happy. I don't want to see you come because then I'm like, just leave me alone, Brian, because you get on my nerves.
But see,
If
to
that
add to
man
that,
ain't got to hear this shit, leave me.
and see the thing with that also, I always say don't tell your friends everything because they might try to get the person too. Remember how I told you about my homie?
That part.
What's up? Yeah, you remember how I told about my homie some years ago was messing with my girl? The one I said about I whooped his ass. Remember that one I told you about? You
Hmm.
forgot. Yeah. And see, that's not because he knew how he knew how we were rolling. Me and her was getting down. And he seen the problems. And I used to talk to him. And then, that happened and I whooped his ass and like, yo, you can walk your ass home. Take them drawers with you too. Yeah. So yeah, that person, that man or that woman who you talking to, if they know you got a good person and y'all going through the shit, um, they might tell you stuff to where you don't like the person no more. Then they might try to like, shoot, I'm gonna try to hit
Slide up
that.
in there. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't mean no. That's why I keep my friends and myself. My if
Mhm.
I'm dating, but you dating me, you ain't gotta see everybody else. We good. But
You know what? My
I already
family,
on me. Huh?
my brother Dwelle, he's right there in the comments. So is Morena. When I was dating, they never saw the person. They just like, who is she? But they'll tell you they never saw the person
Hmm.
because I don't let nobody see who I'm dating. The last person I think they seen me date was my daughter's mother. That was what 2007. That's the last person they saw me date. I don't tell nobody. My friends don't even know who I be dating. They don't know. I don't talk about nobody nothing.
Ham Radio made a point. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I agree and disagree at the same time, which is usually me. So okay, whatever. He said, Ham Radio said, is that a bad thing to to seek from seek from friends? Just be conscious of the place your friends and family advice is coming from. If it comes from a place of hurt, it will lead to disaster. Hurt people not only hurt people, but give bad advice. Um, so I think I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can just like for me, if I talk to my friend, it might be like, I think I fucked up. You get what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
this is what happened. Was I wrong? And that's because I know I have a circle of friends, right or wrong. They check me even outside of anything like that. It could be just life, period, right?
Yeah.
And those are people that I trust. However, that will not influence if I stay with that person or not.
Mm-hmm.
It just may influence how I approach the conversation in a way of let me talk to him, or they might be like, just talk, just see what they really think when y'all, come
Mm-hmm.
to understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you just going in, and your friends know all the ins and out of your relationship, that's not good because some
Mm-mm.
things should just be between you and your partner. Everybody don't need to
Yeah.
know everything.
Yeah.
Um,
With me,
and
my people, they know this is when they find out something happened in a relationship. Like, yo, what's up with that chick you was dealing with? I be like, man, she gone. That's when they find out. I'll tell them, I'm like, nah, we're done.
yeah.
Like,
Um,
what happened? It's done.
Jay Nathaniel said, if your friend can't tell you when you're wrong, they aren't worth being your friend. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feed the delulu when
The who?
people the delusion.
Oh,
when,
oh. I
when
thought it was the word
people
you made. I like the
no,
Delulu.
that's what I say, delulu. When people never want to see their own wrongs. And
Yeah.
I agree. If you have
Mm-hmm.
a friendship circle that always agree with you, they not your friends. They talk
I'm
about
not
you
your friend.
behind your back, and those are
Mm-hmm.
people that's waiting on your downfall.
Yep.
Um, and Paul
Jew.
said outside conversation is never good when it involves abuse. Otherwise, keep it between y'all if y'all not communicating. Bye. Um, Dwale said keep the doors closed. Um, Dwale also said Bosco, he knew all of them. So
Oh
then
yeah, he did. But he did.
Drew said, normalize that all conversations won't be calm, and sometimes you won't agree all the time. If you talk to someone outside of your partner for advice, keep the conversation between you and that person. I'm 100% agree. If that
Mhm.
person is your real friend and you're in the wrong, they will tell you you're wrong and
Yeah.
go apologize. I 100% agree because you
Mm-hmm.
got some people and when I was younger, I experienced that people who want to know your tea so they can go
Mm-hmm.
tell the tea when
Yep.
their tea is more fucked up than yours.
Yep.
So, but also, I think before, don't talk to your friends in the midst of your anger or if
Nope.
you are angry,
Nope.
because honestly, your true friends, when they see their friend upset, oh,
Yeah.
we gonna fuck this motherfucker up. That's the first thing because
First thing coming to mind. Yep.
and then as the friends keep going, you be like, wait a minute, friend, what you do? Because this don't
Yeah.
sound all the way. You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
coming from a place of anger.
Yep.
Um, and you say, I feel like you know who to talk to and who not to talk to. I agree. I
Yeah.
think all my friends know it's gonna stay right where it's at between them four votes, but I'm always revert my friend back to their partner because the only person that can come up with a result is you and that person because there's only two people in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Um, Dolly said, "I know Bosco was lying." Wait,
What are you talking
he
about?
told me he isn't seeing them ladies.
Man, he know I don't be out there like that. He
I,
be wanting me to. He be wanting me to. I be, yo, hook me up with some of your, hook me up with somebody you know, man. He be wanting. He think I be out there pimping. I'll be pimping.
I think you do because you always be trying to act like you shy,
I, he tell
and
you
then
I
you
am.
always say
I
with a
don't.
story. So I'm trying to figure out how this shy person that you say you are always
That's what
knowing
attracts the
somebody out
women because I don't
hating
be like
women
the other. I don't be
smoking
like the
crack
other
after they deal
dudes.
with you because you done drove them insane.
You know why? Because I don't be acting like the knuckleheads. That's why they attract to me. Because I don't be like them other dudes. They be looking at me thinking I got all this rage, and they be like, "Nah, I be so calm and talking to them." That's why. And after I finesse them real good, and they think they can be like, "Man, he's too calm." They go do what they do. They want to come back. Then they go to crack. They're like, "Golly, I messed up. Let me go smoke some crack."
Don't you say that.
My brother, right there in the comments, he can tell you all my exes, except for my daughter's mom, they all got on that rock. After I was like, "We done." Oh,
All right, let me ask you a question.
it's that dope right here.
Okay, can you give an example of when you had poor communication with a partner? What did you? Okay, three-part question. Can you give a example of when you had poor communication with a partner? What did you learn from that situation, and how have you improved from that?
Dang. Mm, yeah, I know.
You want me to go?
Yeah, that goes sure. I'm in no relationship because I can't. I have to go way back in the time, man. But go ahead.
I'm gonna say I was in a relationship with somebody. I think that was the one time I could say I was in love, but he ain't know it. Only because it was a point in my life where I didn't express my feelings, like how I
I
felt So
I
I
never
felt
want to go
like
ahead. I'm listening.
because I was attentive, or
Mm-hmm.
because I took care of home, I did certain things. I was a hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really argue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until like the end. But
Mm-hmm.
things went. He never knew how I really felt. He did. He cheated, and after we broke up, it's crazy. We were close friends now, but when we broke up, we had a conversation. I needed closure. I needed to know what, like, was it me? Like, what happened? He was like, "No, you was perfect." So he was like, "Is I didn't know how you felt. You never said anything," and it was like we never talked about how we felt. I never expressed
Mm-hmm.
that sincereness of affection. Let's just say that I wasn't as affectionate as I knew I could be. Um, and so it's like that. That's when I learned men need to know, or they need to feel what you feel. Like, no matter how many meals you cook, how many clothes you wash, no
Mm-hmm.
matter how many laughs, talks, conversations, dates you go on, they still want to know how you feel, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
that I miss you. I didn't do that. So
Okay,
what
yeah.
I learned moving forward was, now communication is a must for me, because we didn't communicate on that level. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
communicated like homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So now it's important for me to, if I'm into somebody, to do the I miss you, to have
Mm-hmm.
the time of affection, to
Mm-hmm.
express how I'm feeling, where I am, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy, if I'm not, you know what I mean? Certain
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So that's the one thing that now is important for me. If I don't have that type of communication, I can't be with somebody.
Yeah.
Um, but I learned a big piece of myself, like, even when I think I'm showing
Mm-hmm.
how I feel, that may not
Mm-hmm.
be enough.
I'm glad you said that because I do remember one situation and I think my brother Dwelle knows about this one. It's a couple of years ago. I was dating. I wasn't even dating her really. She we worked together at the other hotel, and she she left.
Hmm.
I mean she didn't leave here. She left the hotel. She was a bar manager, and she went to this other place, a dessert bar, became the GM. I left the hotel, and she asked me to come down there and be the chef down there. So I did. Of course, she flirted with me while we were down there, but nothing went down because she's the GM and I'm the chef.
Hmm.
So we couldn't have that going on. She left.
Okay.
She left the job and she went to another restaurant. So she popped up on my step one day and we talked. Nothing went down. So get that, nothing went down. She stayed the night, nothing went down. So we started seeing each other. But she said, don't get serious. This is just, we're just rolling in the hay. I was like, all right, bet. So this went on for like 2 months, and she went. I can't disclose her place because I don't want to people. She went back to Florida. I won't say the city because I don't want to. I don't want to put a. I don't. I don't want to put our business out there because I know there's some people out there like I knew y'all were messing around. She would. She left.
Mhm.
She called me on the phone, and we're talking on the phone. She got mad at me, and it was just like your situation. She had caught the feelings, but she left.
Mhm.
But I didn't know because she didn't say nothing. The only thing she told me was, don't get serious because we're just rolling in the hay. This ain't gonna be no relationship thing. Okay, yeah, okay. I did tell him about her. So I was like, yo, what's up? And she's like, well, I care about you, da 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 da, and I love you, blah 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 blah. But you're not showing the same thing back. I said, well, what did you? I told her, well, I didn't know. You just told me we're just rolling around. Da, 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 da. You go to the little club, get your little drink on, you come see me, blah 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 blah. You didn't say nothing about us. So she got mad at me. So she came back. She came back here, and we talked. I said, so what you want to do? She said, I don't want a relationship because I'm gonna move back to my hometown.
Oh.
I said, okay. So we messed around a little bit while she's up here. So she said, what do you want out of life? I'm like, I just want to be happy. She said, you don't want no girlfriend? I said, the right one come around. She said, what do you know? What do you mean by the right one coming around? I said, if the right one coming around, the one that want to kick it with me. She said, well, I wanted to kick it with you, but you act like you didn't. I said, well, you never told me that. Now we're laying in my damn bed having this conversation. I'm like, you never told me that. So she said, well, I'm already moving back home. Da da da. I'm like, all right, well, we just keep in touch. So she get back down there, and the same thing, she's just going off on me like, you didn't understand I loved you and cared for you. Da, da, da. I said, you never told me. I don't know. You never told me. Because I told her, I said, had you told me, we could have worked on something because I was digging her. But I knew that she didn't want that. So she meet this guy. She come back up here. Now, I didn't know she came back up here. She meet this guy I know. They start they talk, She go back down and she found out she's pregnant. Now, I didn't know. Huh?
You knew him?
Yeah, I know the guy, but we don't know each other, but I know him, from seeing him. But I don't know him personally yet. So she get back down there, calls me on the phone. Now, I don't know about the guy she's dating at the time. I find out later. She get down there. She called me saying she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. I had me a little, Idris Salamadadi or something, Salama Diego or something like that, That's what I'm saying. I had me a little, I can't say her nationality. I just put this where she was of Latin descent.
Why you can't say? Oh, okay. She was Spanish. Okay.
I can't give it all away. She from down there though.
Okay.
You just catch the boat and you can go to the island where she's from. That should tell you enough. It's the same place Castro used to live. I'm giving too much.
Oh, okay. You had a little fidel. Okay.
So anyway, she called me, said I'm pregnant. I said, okay, cool, man. Congratulations. So she said it might be yours. And I'm like, what do you mean by it might be mine? And she told me about the homie. I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't worried about it. And I started counting months. I said, damn, that shit's pretty close. And I was telling Morena, I said, yo, no, man. So I'm counting the months every month, every week for the next, I don't know, I guess it was 6 months. I was counting every week. I was counting back like, okay, so we did on this day. So we did on this day. She might not be. So I'm like, I don't need no kids at 57 years old. So baby born, I see the picture. I was like, it ain't mine. I said, she told me, because she posted it, she told me about it. And I said, oh, so that ain't mine. So she's like, she got mad at me again. Like, oh, so you glad it ain't yours? I'm like, no, it ain't nothing like. I mean, yeah, but I was like, but I told her, I said, it ain't like that. I said, I just know you got a new life, and I wouldn't want to have a child with you, and you got a man. I said, because he's not of my persuasion. He's of the opposite persuasion. Yeah. He's on the ivory. Yeah, he's ivory. So I'm trying to explain to her, no, I'm not happy because it's not mine. I'm happy because it's not going to destroy it, because I know how you and Dude, because by now I heard about Dude. I said, I'm just happy because you and Dude, y'all got something to share with. Mm-hmm. And she still cussed me out. I still got feelings for you. I don't care about that. So that's the communication. I kind of blame I take the blame for it because I never really asked her like how she felt, da 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 da. And even after she told me, I was like, oh, I was like, all right, word, but you should have told me. But I never, the time we're dealing, we never had any type of conversation like that. She would talk, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool, So I when I finally talked to her, we talked like after, and I'm kind of glad because she had 2 more kids since then. And this is like, frozen. Yeah, she's frozen. No. So we've talked since then. Okay. And I told her, I said, look, I apologize. I just told her straight up. I said, I didn't know, and I said I should have asked you because I noticed how how things changed with her. Like, she used to come over to my house, and like if I wash clothes, she would fold all my clothes, fold all my laundry.
Oh, she was domestical. Okay.
Straight up on like I got a certain way I hang up my clothes. I'm still ex-military. I got a certain way I hang up my shit. I got everything facing that way. I got my pants here, my shirts here. She did all that, rolled up my towels, rolled up my washcloths to where my green washcloth and my green towel were rolled together. So I had to pull it out. Boom. I mean, she had my house looking like shit.
Fort Knox.
Yeah, she hooked me up. So, and I felt I could. That's when I started noticing a whole lot of changes where like she was getting real clingy, not in a bad way, but she was just doing a lot of shit for me, like a lot of wifey shit for me. And I should have asked her, So that was that was my fault, and I take the blame. I told her, I said that's my bad. I should have talked to you more. Yeah.
If you would have talked more, do you think y'all would have worked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to some of these comments because I've been chuckling.
But I'm waiting on Fallon, so I'm good. I'm glad it didn't work.
Oh, Fallon commented. She said use a mess.
I was a mess.
Jude said the friend ain't always the problem. Sometimes they be to calm me down. LOL. You ever call your friend mad as hell and they laugh and make you realize how dumb the situation is?
No, my friends be like, man, forget that bitch.
No, I'm the friend that's going to laugh, especially.
Oh, I'm gonna laugh though. I mean, but if I tell my friend, they be like, man, forget that old man. But somebody tell me, I'll be like, man, I tell my homie straight up, nah, dude, you dead ass.
All my friends know I'm immature in a lot of ways. So like if I deal with a guy that stutter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say hypothetically they stutter. And then we arguing and they get the stutter. I'm a bust out laughing in the middle of
Okay, now we my brother just said,
wait a minute, hold on. What
hey bro, you are an introvert. And communication can be thank you. For those who don't believe I am. He'll tell you, I'm shy as hell. Because we wouldn't be having this conversation face to face. I'd be too scared to speak. You ain't frozen, are you? Okay,
ain't nothing introverted about you. No, I was blinking because you're not introverted. Whatever. So getting back to the ballet, he said poor communication leads to infidelity if either partner is weak.
See,
And then Dwelly say, oh, he said you told him about her. Jay said I struggle with consistency. Um, initiating the conversation. Oh, he said I struggle with consistency initiating the conversation because I feel like I'm doing too much and coming on too strong. I can okay. So for that, I think in some instances, have you ever dealt with someone who doesn't communicate in the way that you do? Or who lacks communication? So if you're a person that knows how to hold a conversation or can communicate effectively, when you talk to a person who does not communicate and cannot effectively communicate, it's always going to seem like you're doing too much because they don't know how to respond and engage with you. So it seems like they're disengaging when really it's not that. They just don't know how to talk. A lot of people don't know how to have conversation.
Yeah, in my situation, I could say, and this is not being conceited, I could say all of them had a lack of communication, not in a bad way. It's just in dealing with me, because this is gonna sound condescending or whatever, but it's not. I'm just keeping it because I guess I was more intelligent than they were, IQ wise. They were smart as hell, but me talking to them, I had to kind of like bring it down a bit, even though they were smart as hell. I mean, they weren't stupid. It's just I had to bring it down a bit, and I know at times they had a hard time talking to me, and I had to let them know, say what you got to say. I understand. Say what you got to say, and they would talk, and I would. I don't want to call it dumb it down because they weren't dumb at all. They were smart, but you know what I mean. And
no, I get it. I think sometimes some people like to think they're smarter than you. I like when people think that I'm stupid. Listen, let me explain. I'm a communicator, but if you don't have conversations with me outside of basic, you don't get me, right?
Exactly.
So you have to hold conversations with me on different levels and peel back.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't like to peel back the layer. If you give me basic conversation, you're going to get basic responses and you're
Right.
going to get one version of me. You don't
Yeah.
get to hold me. The person that's going to lock me in is
Mhm.
going to be the person that can have different levels and different types of conversations with me
Mhm.
and that can really engage and pour into me and I can pour into them. So I
Yeah.
think if you want to stay surface, and I think how you engage with somebody says a lot about the level that you want to get to know them.
Yeah.
If you want to just say surface, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get the surface. If you really want to know me, you want to know different things. I'm not talking about we don't have to be philosophical.
Right.
What I'm saying is just like we just can't have a conversation about
The block.
being outside. Or
Yeah.
okay, right, or this today. Like let's have like different areas of conversation and you like, oh damn, I didn't know you was in, and I think that's what you really know a
Mhm.
person's interest.
That's why I like my daughter's moms, because when we met, I knew she wasn't on my level. And like I said, not, and I don't want to sound like she's stupid because she wasn't stupid. But the one thing I like is that she listened. And the more we talked, the more she came up to where I no longer had to speak a certain way like I had to speak at everyone else. We were just but see, the thing about her, what I liked about her, she had those conversations outside of the basic shit.
Mm-hmm.
So me and her, we could lay in bed and we would lay there and talk for 2 hours. Just talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I always feel, if you do meet someone who may not be on your level, just to say, to show how good a communicator you are, if you can bring that person up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why with her, and again, if she's listening, I am not saying she's stupid, because she's not stupid by far.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed her conversations got better and better and better. She articulated herself a whole lot better, and we just laid it,
Yeah.
just yapping.
And it's and sometimes people be like, "Oh, I didn't." How would you know what the interests are if you don't bring your interest to the conversation? And
Mm-hmm.
you never know that you can enlighten that person to want to
Mm-hmm.
know more. Because sometimes you got to bring people into your world,
Yeah.
and then you the same vice versa. My thing is, okay, let's really connect and bond.
Mm-hmm.
If we could be total opposites, but how do you know if you might like something that I like if I don't introduce you to that? And
Right.
then sometimes the conversation can be of I don't want to say learning experience. It can be enlightening. It can be
Yeah.
intriguing. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're different, that can
Mm-hmm.
intrigue and entice a person to want to know you more.
Yeah.
It can make them gravitate to you more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like um surface. I like challenging conversations.
Yeah.
Tell me something I don't know. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because now you're gonna pique my interest because I'm like, oh, for real. And you know, like me, you were talking. I'm like, where you find that at? Let me go
Right.
look, and then I go
I
look at
know,
it. But
for
now
real.
we got a whole nother conversation because that's how you grow and that's how you enhance your
Yeah.
conversation. If we gonna talk about the same thing every day, we gonna get bored with each other.
And see, that's what, with her, talking to her, I got to hear what she thought, and I was like, oh shit, like damn. And I was, and I would sit there and be like, all right. And what she was saying would intrigue me, because, like I said, our worlds was different. I'm
Hmm.
raised from the big city, New York, blah blah blah. She's raised in Hendersonville, and Hendersonville is like, you could walk through Hendersonville in 2 hours on
Right.
foot. You could walk through the whole city. So I had more people in my neighborhood than she had in the city she grew up in. I mean, she still lives there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very small. But just listening to her, I was like, okay. It was two different worlds, you know? And now you look at her now, 23 years later, and she's a totally different person. Like, we're talking on the phone, yo, blah, 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 blah. No, well, you know the deal. But we talk about everything, sneakers to hats, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a person that could talk.
All right.
I'll just listen.
Before I bring up the last one, I'm gonna read some comments again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where Paul got this one from. Paul said, "Random thought. I was at a meeting earlier, and this woman raised her arm and had more hair under her arm than
Where that
on
come
her
from?
head. Some people like that. You know, it's a fetish for that.
I mean, with me, I don't care. She got women on hair on her arms.
She might
I
stink. To me, I think your arms stink.
yeah, it's true. They do usually. They
Um, Doug said he is funny. Dwelle said child support. Then he put laughing emoji, laughing emoji. Called Dana. And then Doug said this guy. Fallon said a mess, a mess. Then you read the introvert comment. LOL, LOL. Oh, Dwelle said this is the most that you talk. I don't know because I talked to him outside of here. He could hold a conversation. We've been on the phone for hours. And then
because I know you and
Fallon
I'm able to
said,
bond with you. That's why. Because otherwise, I'm like, all right, click.
Boscoe, Boscoe, I believe you, Bosco.
Fella
And
must be
then
my crush.
you say, my
Oh,
computer acted
yeah, I
up.
know. No, ain't her
Um,
computer. It's the Wii.
and then Dwelle said, yes, and it's frustrating. I don't like reading between the lines
Mm-mm.
when open responses are made. And I think it's also important to ask like open-ended questions. Like,
Yeah,
you got to give me something.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
he also said, however, I know, I don't know, see and don't see. The truth comes out later. And then he also said, communication is wisdom. Douglas said, that's true. And then Dwelle said, that's good, Coco. And then Douglas said, after a hectic days, can we talk about anything but work and what's
yeah,
wrong in our day? I think that's important because that get boring. I'm like, oh, okay, Corey, been about this shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Someday I like to laugh, and some after a stressful day, you should be able to sit like laugh and just have fun with your partner.
yeah,
Um, and then Dwelle said, you have to have a mate that can have a value conversation on all levels, as well as provoke thought. Yeah, I like
yeah. I love provoked thoughts. Yeah,
that. He said she was from Germany.
he knows. He does know. Yeah, he does know what I deal with. 'Cause me and him do talk. Because he's always asking me questions. That's why.
I mean, I've seen you out, and you wasn't nothing introvertedness about you. I've seen introverts, and they tend to go in a bubble around people.
Because I
I don't
know
think you
you,
work the
and I
room.
like I know Q. I've known Q for a while. I've known you for a while,
You
so
knew
I
all
can
the
do
people in
that.
that spot. You knew all the people in there
Now I didn't know none of them.
because you was working the room.
Yeah, you know why? Because it was a Giants thing. That's why. And I've never been around. That's like only second time I've been around a whole bunch of Giants people, and I didn't want to be. But yeah,
Okay,
if we ever go somewhere, you'll see. You'll
I'm
see.
gonna let you tell your own story, but I still
You'll
what I
see.
think.
You'll see.
Um, Fallon said, "Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up." Baby, he has to be in his comfort zone. I don't believe it.
My
Anyway,
brother will tell you if we not met when I came to Baltimore and I didn't meet you, we would not. He'll, t- he'll tell you. My brother knows me very well. If anyone knows me, he knows me.
so Drew said some people have boring conversations. Do you know some of the best conversations I have be about nerdy stuff? I like nerdy conversations. So I think I need a person that's goofy,
Yep.
but also is a geek.
Yeah.
Like I like that. I like them dorky conversations because those,
Yep.
honestly, those be the best because they're like never ending and they're always
Never ending.
continuous
Never ending.
because it's always more and it's like more and more. When you have them bubble conversations, I like to call
Mm-hmm.
them,
Yeah.
where everything is just like in this bubble.
Mm-hmm.
No, the nerds, the geeks, the people that's into outlandish and outrageous things, it's a never ending scope. And I'm extra, so
You need to read my brother's comments. He'll tell you. Um, and see, that's remember that the screenshot I sent you, the girl who said she was tired of living this binary stuff.
mhm,
When me and her talked in Messenger, because she stays not too far from me. We used to work together. We
okay.
talked in Messenger, and she hit me up on the phone, and she asked me, how at my age do I still enjoy life? I said, because I never gave up the stuff I did as a kid. I said, I still draw cartoons. I still watch the freaking Flintstones. I said, I got my freaking dolls and shit. I said, I got all those. I got my comic books. I said, all that stuff as a kid that I enjoyed, including DJing, I still do. Because people say, when are you going to grow up? I said, what is growing up? Does that mean you have to stop having your hobbies and stop enjoying things that make you happy? I said, that's not growing up. That's being stupid.
Yeah.
You got to enjoy your life. I said, I can be a man, I could be an adult, take care of my business. I said, but on my own, I got my dolls, I got my comic books, I got the things that keep me happy. I said, you got to do the things that make you happy. I said, I don't care if people judge me. Oh, he got a bunch of dolls. Yeah, I do. He got a bunch of comic books. Yeah, I do. And
Do you think some people are never happy in relationships because they don't understand or know themselves? Like, for instance, for example, there may be someone. Have you ever met somebody and you don't know what their interests are, or
mm-hmm,
it's not even about? Some people think being by yourself is about just being by yourself. No, you have to take that time to learn you. If you can't find your interest or know what can
mm-hmm,
keep you up and motivated and
mm-hmm,
and into something,
mm-hmm.
somebody else is going to get bored with you because you bored with
Yeah.
yourself. You know what I mean? So it's a difference. But you think some people utilize other people to keep them going in their interest because they don't know themselves.
Yeah. 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 I do because yeah, those are the ones who are just unhappy because they don't know. If you don't know yourself, you can't. How you gonna be with somebody
True.
and make them happy? Because you're doing stuff to make them happy, but you're not happy. Anyone I meet, I had many anybody since I had my dolls. Like I said, my ex, she knew I had a bunch of comic books. She used to sit there and I got 3,000 comic books. She used to sit there and just read them and just go through. Oh, God, you got a lot of comics. I said,
See, I
because
couldn't deal with you. It's too much. It'd be too easy to get you back when you piss me off. I will hide all that shit.
but see, that's the stuff I keep locked up.
Oh, you
People want to
gotta,
see them, I let them see them. Please.
because
Like my brother said, as a youth, Bosco said had very few words and always wound up on a fighting trip.
all right.
People
You
always
want to
wanted
take
to
the
fight.
we gonna take the last you gonna take the last question and take us out.
Okay.
Um, can a relationship last if communication styles differ? Why or why not?
It depends on how they differ. Like if someone like if you got someone who when you talk to them they're always raising their voice at you,
Hmm.
it's not going to work. Also, if the person who has to have the last word, it ain't going to work. If a person who just can't, like I used to have a problem with talking people straight up, so I used to write a letter. I mean, literally with on paper and write it to a person how I felt. Um, it worked because they said you actually sat down and wrote your feelings out. It worked, but you have those who I don't know. I think you can. It just depends on the demeanor, how they. It all depends on delivery.
Did you see your boo? That's who you want. Not me. I don't have time. That was failing. And then Jay said if we can't be kind of childlike and a little dorky together, it's not going to last too long. I'm very mature, but I'm also very much still in my childhood comforts, like
Same here.
cartoons and video games.
Yep.
I like to go to the playground. I ain't gonna lie.
Yep. Yep. See, so Coco, that's the thing. Those are the things. That's why I'm single. That's one of the reasons why I'm single today. Other than I don't want to tell someone to give them a relationship, and I know I can't give them the time they deserve, but that would be
Hmm.
selfish on my part. But also, that's as I remember I told I told one girl we were trying to date, and I was like, let me take you to the playground. And she looked at me like I was crazy. She like, are you a child molester? I said, no. Why you want to take me to the playground? I said, why don't we go to the playground so you can see? She's like, I ain't going.
Cause
I ain't going to the
be the
playground.
truth. If you find one that still got it. Now I'm too big to be jumping off swings, but this I slide my big ass down the
You ain't
slide.
too big to get on the swing.
But you can't out no, cause see, I have a tendency to meet people that play too much like me. You can't push me on the swing because you're gonna push me too high. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm not playing them type games no more. I learned my lesson. I thought that was cute one time, and he just kept going. I was like, wait a minute, and then you know how you do the twist thing. My big ass was going. I said, oh,
Well, see, I tried to take her. She would not do it. Now I took my daughter's mom's, and she didn't want to leave. She said, I ain't never done this before. I said, people forget about the things that made them happy. Let's go to the playground. The playground, it ain't just for kids. Let's go to a playground. It's not called a kids' ground. It's called a playground.
Because the twist on that swing when you over 30, that shit is different. It ain't like when you was a kid. You be trying to stop and no.
For real. Yeah, I play too much too. Yeah, I do play too much.
Yeah, so
yeah. Well, it's that time.
Yeah.
Man, these 2 hours are going too fast now, man. Now we be having some of these conversations.
This was fun. This was cool. I like it.
Yeah, but damn, went too fast.
So if you guys have any ideas.
What did he say? 30 more minutes? That's what he said? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But anyway, yeah, I know comedy is your thing. My brother played too much too.
Yeah.
He played too much. Sometimes I want to throw him through his own door. Like, man, you better chill.
If you guys have anything that you would like to hear us talk about, please hit us up and let us know, and we will kindly do that for you guys.
And come on the show.
That's it.
Hell yeah. Well, it's time to close the show. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our family. MICKEYMOUSC. Now, anyway, check it out, y'all.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you for tuning in. What do you say? Oh, yeah, I am. Thank you for tuning in. No matter where you're listening from, we appreciate your patronage. We appreciate you viewing us.
Shout out to North Carolina, because y'all been in the building the last couple of weeks. North Carolina, Louisiana, Florida,
the Tar Heel State, baby.
New York, Jersey.
Tar Heel State.
Look, they out doing Baltimore. I'm feeling some type of way. But North Carolina, y'all leading the pack.
The Tar Heel State. But thank you for tuning in, everybody. Check us out every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and handradio.org. Check me out every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. It's right before this show on handradio.org. I'm rocking the house for y'all. I call him Magician, a.k.a. Boscoe from the Bronx. Peace out to my brother Dorley.
Check out what's Terry?
The Youngest podcast. Check out the Youngest podcast. That joint is hot. Yeah, that joint is nice.
The Top Youngin podcast on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to tell y'all, you will not be disappointed.
Them young boys.
What's Terry podcast? I'm so sorry. Can you type it real quick, Rich, for me, please? Above and Beyond. It's a new podcast on Ham Radio every Tuesday, 8 p.m. at hamradio.org, or you can check them out on the Ham Radio Facebook page Tuesdays at 8 o'clock.
Buy your Ham Radio merch at hamradio.org/shop. Get your hats, get your shirts, get your hoodies. I got one. Coco got one. It feels good. The whole lick. Thank you to my brother Dwelle. King Paul in the house. North Carolina's in the building. My crush, Fallon. She need to come to New Orleans next month. Douglas, J Nate, camera extraordinaire, Jewel, who puts the pictures down. She do everything. She gets down, diggy, down. We got J Bear, Mr. Capital. Let's see who else came in. My niece Moranic, he was in the building.
Doug,
Chris Dixon was in the building for a little bit. Who else was here? It's a bunch of people came in here. If I didn't say your name, my bad. It's from the mind, not the heart. For Rich behind the boards, for Coco, who's always in the building, Baltimore in the house,
you know it.
Boscoe from the Bronx. We are out until next Wednesday. Peace and so. We're out.